and welcome to Abbey Research Reads. I'm Dr. Kristen Donnelly, one of the good doctors of Abbey Research, and I am a bibliophile. I read all the time, whether it is books or short stories or fan fiction or news articles, and we want to make sure that as we find things that we think are really great or are very buzzy, that we share our thoughts with you. One of the books you're going to see on a lot of top 10 lists at the end of this year right now, and probably all of them, is a book called The Vanishing Half by Bennett. It is a novel. We haven't really covered many of those on here, although we're going to start doing more. And it is about twins who are separated for a host of reasons in the 1950s, 1960s American South. And they're both mixed race children of different skin darkness. One girl goes on to live her life as a Black woman, and one girl goes on to live her life as a white woman. I don't want to tell you anything else about the book except that you have to read it. The language is beautiful. It is accessible and yet really deep. I am not somebody who loves literary wank fiction. I don't read Jonathan Franzen. I don't want to hear hours of pontificating about, the shoe. I don't read fantasy because I don't want pages and pages and pages telling me about a feast. I really like plot and character-driven stories. The two things have to meld together for me to truly enjoy something. And so I recommend this book not only because it is important with a capital I, it is an incredible empathy builder. I am not mixed race. I lived life as a white woman, and reading the things that I never thought about. We've been on a learning and listening tour, Dr. Hinson and I since we were born, but intentionally over the last couple of years, about race and gender and the intersections of the United States. I studied gender and ethnicity pretty extensively in Northern Ireland, but race just behaves a little bit differently over there. And so while I lived in the American South, I did not grow up in it, and I have a different relationship with the history of the United States as a middle-class, educated, Northeastern white lady than a whole lot of other folks on this planet. So I've been intentionally putting myself into art and documentaries and journalism that shares stories that aren't mine. We call it emotional intelligence. We do it with our students. Half of our student syllabuses every semester actually is working with emotional intelligence because we believe it is the pathway to the future for the entire planet and definitely leaders of it. The Vanishing Half is an incredibly important book, which sounds like hyperbole, and I use it a lot, but there's a reason it's on every list. There are some books I don't understand why they're on best of lists. I didn't care for a couple of the ones that are getting a whole lot of buzz this year for any number of reasons. Like I said, I don't love literary wank fests. And I don't love language for language's sake. Words are beautiful when they convey emotion and meaning. They're not just beautiful because they're beautiful to me. I'm not also somebody who sniffs books. And I say that without judgment because one of my dear friends loves the smell of books. I just love learning and stories. The Vanishing Half is an incredibly important story. I can't urge you enough to give it a go. It's on Audible if you don't like reading. I'd imagine somebody will turn this into a movie at some point, and it won't be as good because you won't get the interior life of both of these women. You need to meet them. So cannot recommend or encourage you highly enough to go out and grab The Vanishing Half by Bennett at your local independent bookstore. That's all for now. Thanks, guys.